Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunnava Paschata Desatari Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Nama Sreshtam Manomapi Sachiputra Matra Surupam Rupam Tashagrajam Purupure Mathurim Dostavatim Radha Kundam Girivaro Radhika Madhavasam Raptar Jassa Pratikripaya Sri Guru Tam Natosmi Bhakta Vihinaya Parada Lakshmi Shipta Shakama Ditarangamati Kripa Mayitam Saranam Prabannam Vinde Namaste Charadavindam Chagalpatarvesya Kripa Sindhavaivacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paripajikacharya Ashtutara Shota Sri Srimad Srila Bhai Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paripajikacharya Ashtutara Shota Sri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Anantagari Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Das Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Samakunda Radha Kundi Girdhavardhan Sri Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Mayapur Navati Dham Ki Jagannath Dham Ki Alachwani Ramaniti Dham Ki Jai. Wednesday Bagavad Gita class Ki Jai. Samveda Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Sima Sundar Krishna Balaram Gaunita Bhagavan Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ki Jai. Viraj Ki Jai. Gaur Pramananda. All glories to their Sambhavi Krishna. All glories to their Sambhavi Krishna. All glories to their Sambhavi Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. I'd like to welcome all of you. You can be comfortable seated. So there's some lazy couch, not lousy couch. Lazy couch is there. Hare Krishna. So we are on the Bhagavad Gita first chapter. This is the second session in the first chapter. So the first chapter is actually very important because it sets the scene of the whole battlefield. And first chapter also depicts how we can learn from Arjuna how he was nourishing his devotion, understanding the Gita concept. We also have all those names here. 40 names of Krishna mentioned in entire Bhagavad Gita, and how many names of Arjuna? 22 names of Arjuna. And we also will recite. It's beautiful, just the name. Mother Tejasri put it together. So in the beginning, I just wanted to, before I wanted to start, I just wanted to say first chapter actually gave a beautiful scene where Arjuna subjected to 3 increasingly intense tension. You know, you ever went through tension? If you say no, you are a liar. I mean, I shouldn't have said it. Actually, everybody goes through tensions. And one tension was his emotional tension. And second was ethical. And third one was existential. Emotional tension is that Arjuna, do you say, like say in a grand festival day in the temple. Just imagine you are the pujari and everybody waiting for hour to see all the newly dressed deities and everything. So everybody's singing, they're already 8 o'clock. You know, we have a typical 8 o'clock. It's approaching and you are the pujari and you blown the conch shell. Now, why did you blow the conch shell? To evoke. Hey, yes, you all are ready, waiting. Here I am ready to open the curtain. And you don't open the curtain. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Can you imagine what will happen in the temple? They will like, and then you went outside talking to somebody stranger who is not a part of the temple, not even participating. Krishna is not a participator in the war. You follow? He is the visitor. He's just coming to assist Arjuna because he asked him to come. He's not a warrior. He said that. So Arjuna blown the conch shell. When you blow the conch shell, it's a jubilation. So emotion has a two sides. So he was very experiencing this jubilation and apprehension. Why? Because as he went, after blowing conch shell, he was happy, ready to fight. He noticed that everybody is there to kill each other till death. It's like, how now? And then completely opposite, apprehension in a sense that he was depressed. Whom am I going to kill? These are all my people. Wait, you were just happy with a moment before you blown the conch shell. Krishna blown the conch shell, everybody blown the conch shell. Means they are very happy, joyful. So this is we'll see this scenario, Arjuna set it up. The another one was ethical. What was the ethical part? That Arjuna found himself, he's a warrior, Kshatriya. So he had a two dharma. Dharma in a sense, duty, you can say. Dharma means rightful act. So he had a one dharma that when you're born as a leader, in our society we call servant leader. Prabhupada actually said that. Servant leader means you serve everybody else in that. So he saw himself as a leader and he's here to fight. And night before they had a discussion who is going to fight with who, who is going to battle, like the whole meeting. Can you imagine like 640 million people? I don't know if you ever heard it before that there is a 640 million people going to kill each other. Can you imagine the meeting they had? So everything was said, but in the morning when he came, he has this ethical big tension. So one tension was that he wants to kill the aggressor in order to protect the family or dependents. Then all of a sudden he saw the aggressors are not aggressors, they are family members. Wait, who you kill for whose protection? He could not figure it out. Whom I am going to kill for who? So that was caused him a big tension. As a Kshatriya, he should kill the aggressors, 6 types of aggressors. But as he's also born in this family dynasty. This is his duty to protect. So he could not figure it out and he went in a big tension. The other one was existential tension. Existential tension in a sense that we all have innate biological drive to survive in the struggle of existence, isn't it? Can't you relate? Sure, you can. Arjuna had that he is going to enjoy the kingdom because that's what he blew the conch shell for, to declare the war and kill them. But then he's going to enjoy the kingdom with who? All the dead people? So he could not put together. Everybody got it? 3 tension here. One is emotional, then one is ethical, another is existential. So with that note, we are going to start today's session. So first chapter is very important. Generally, before I never thought actually first chapter is like a very, because most of the philosophy you will see in 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter Karma Yoga, 4th chapter is Jnana Yoga, 5th chapter is Karma Sannyas Yoga, 6th chapter is Abhas Yoga, then 7th chapter is Jnana Vijnana Yoga, 8th chapter is Akshar Brahma Yoga. So these are chronological, very nice. But then all of a sudden, generally somebody said, well, first chapter, how important is that? Actually, it is the most important because it builds the stage, scene, what will take place. So how we are going to recite this? You have it there? Or really, they have? The newcomer? So how are you going to say? Just say the name. Okay, mother, would you like to start? We recite, how are you going to do it? Each person say one name or what? I think we can all recite the Sanskrit and translation. It will be better. Okay, kids, let's start.
Anaga sinless.
Together. Anaga sinless. Arjuna, Sati or purified and light in soul. Guru Nandana, joys of the Guru Seshta, best of them.
Pankaya, son of Kunti, Gurukesha, the one who has come from sea, Sada, the beloved, Ekadamyatamara, rest of embodied peace, Naganjaya, mother of gracious, Paramtapa, supported the close,
Pandava, son of Pandu, Partha, son of Prita, Purusha, excellent among men, Purushakya, tiger of men, Bharata, best of the gods, Bharata, Sreshta, best of the gods, Bharata, Sreshta, Tamas, best of the gods, Bharata, the one born in Mahabhavu, mighty arm, Sabbasachi, in told Achyuta. Yeah. Achyuta, faultless, immobile. Ananta, infinite. Ananta Rupa, infinity. Ananta Virja, infinity. Ananta Prabha, incomparable in might. Harisudana, slayer of foes. Kamala Patraksha, lotus eye. Krishna, the one who attracts the thoughts, attractor of Keshava, the one luxuriant hair. Keshishudana, slayer of the demon Kesh. Govinda, the guardian of us. Jagatpate, master of the world. Jagannivas, refuge of all worlds. Janardana, one who has no birth, whose end the birth of Deva, God. Deva, God of gods. Deva Vara, great God. Devesha, gods of gods. Parameshwar, supreme Lord. Purushottam, supreme self. Prabhu, Lord. Bhagavan, blessed Lord. Bhutavab, source of peace. Bhutesha, Lord of peace. Madhusudana, slayer of demon. Mahatma, great spirit, mighty spirit. Mahabhavu, mighty arm. Madhava, Jadava, Yogi, Varshnaya, descendant of Vishnu, Vishwarupa, universe, Visheshwara, God of the universe, Vishnu, all-powerful, Sake, Sarva, Sahasrara, thousand land, Rishikesh, master of the sense. Okay, now you're liberated. Haribo. Oh, that's cool. Instant liberation. I mean, not instant, intention. So, today, one first question is, how can we use our own affliction in the service of Lord Krishna instead of wasting it? How is this especially relevant today? You have a verse 129, you can look at it so you can follow as I go. Arjuna is actually describing further symptom of his breakdown. Vyapotascha sarire me Roma harshascha jayate Dandibham sangsate hastat takchaiva paridhate. Have you ever seen a real gunman, like a real hero, brave gunman? All of a sudden a gun just fell, you cannot hold the gun?
She used to work in
Oh, really? All right. Why you think somebody who is so brave is losing the power to hold the gun? What could cause?
a greater understanding of life.
That's good. That's very good. Or paranoid, extremely afraid. For a Gandiva, the bow and arrow for a Kshatriya in that age, it's like inseparable. They always walk with it. It's a part of them. But it's slipping off. It's not a joke. It's like a deepest, tormented, emotional game happening. So this is what this verse is going to say. My whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on, and my bow, Gandiva, is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. Now here, Peputas just sarire me. I'm going to just break down the verse. Very interesting. Trembling of the body. So earlier, the limbs were quivering, but here the whole body is trembling. Roma harshascha jayate. Roma harshas, hair on the body. Hair on the body is standing. Do you know when hair on your body stands? For two reasons. Huh? And yes, jubilation or extreme fear. That hair stands. This is an act of devotion. But this is, you can relate. This is like a very practical science. Roma harshascha jayate. Roma harshas, hair on the body is standing. Srila Prabhupada writes, hair on the body can stand because of intense positive emotion or intense negative emotion. It could be both. We can relate in our life like this. When very happy, hair can stand, and when very scared. So here Arjuna is scared, not for himself, but for the bloodbath, which is going to take place, which will have destruction and death of his relatives. And Gandivam Sanskrite Hastat. It's very difficult because we are like an ordinary human being. Kshatriya blood is very strong. Arjuna's Gandiva, do you know that nobody could insult Arjuna's Gandiva and live alive? Impossible. You could never insult his Gandiva and stay alive. He will kill you. Even his elder brother, Yudhishthira Maharaj, one time he said, what is the value of your Gandiva? Today they attack me, you are not there. He immediately ready to kill him, and Krishna intervened. He said, Arjuna, what are you doing? He said, he insulted my weapon. He said, but what was your first vow? To serve your elder brother. Who are you killing? So he had to come back. So it is like difficult to understand for an ordinary human being how Gandiva, the weapon for a big warrior, is like inseparable. So Arjuna is giving first person report of what is happening over here. He is telling Krishna that I am talking to you against my will. Gandiva is slipping from my hand. In India, they say that there was I remember when I was a little kid, there was a movie that a woman was carrying some plates and she's walking. All of a sudden, seeing such a trauma scenery, her plate dropped and she fell off. It's normal. Can you relate that? Sure, it's normal. So Arjuna, because this was such a trauma, even though war did not begin yet, but this is how Arjuna started seeing. When we get obsessed with some pain, or whether due to relationship, in our relationship, or friendship, or with our job, or any reason, that when you get a severe pain, you can do one of the two. You can either try to escape from it, generally people do, or you will react on it. But there is a third option that Arjuna did that we are going to learn. You can turn towards Krishna or Bagavad Gita teachings, where actually from negativity you'll come to positivity. And this is what Arjuna actually did in his great pain. Within such pain, he did not look at quick fix. This is another point also. Generally, when you have a pain in life, whatever reason, some pain, generally what people do immediately, they want quick fix somewhere, like, or how they do quick fix. Can you relate? Like something you're looking for pleasure. Forget this suffering. Let's go for a vacation, few days, because I'm going through too much. Something, generally people do. They try to escape from it. They go for a pleasure, but actually it ends with disaster because they come back and face it and it's worse. Practically. Or you can just find some way to quick fix. And it is very hard. But how many people really will go to the deep-rooted or deep cause of their pain? How many? Arjuna did it. He was not complaining to Krishna. If you look at, I'm just summarizing the whole chapter. He was not looking like oh, why I'm suffering. He's like, what is the root cause? Why am I suffering at this moment in my life? He was looking for really root cause. And another point is that he was not looking for temporary solution, like COVID-19. It's okay to get vaccine or whatever, you want to be cautious, it's okay. I'm not here to promote or demote any COVID medicine or anything. But point is, people generally can try to escape from it, take vaccine or be cautious, don't go in a unprotected area or something. But that's not the root cause. What will be the root cause of COVID? No, little more. I should not have been in the material world. This is the root cause. It makes sense. If you are not in the material world, COVID has nothing to do with you, isn't it? So what will be the quick fix? Take vaccine or stay alert. But actually deep cause will be, should not have come to the material world. So Arjuna's point was this, and this is the universal question, I would say, is it? So taking it far beyond its battlefield context and making it relevant for everyone. So whatever be our particular situation, we all need to know the right course of action. Yes? Yes. Rather than wasting our pain by welling, used it as an impetus for learning and growing. Arjuna did this. Just as it helped Arjuna, so Gita stands ready to help us learn and grow through all situations. And thus assuring that our pain does not get wasted, but gets harvested for our spiritual growth. Do you know, I'm sure many of you did that. I hope you did that. When you have really some kind of problem, you pray to Krishna more sincerely than when you have no problem, somehow everything going well. You don't feel like impetus, like a sincerity to pray. Did you ever experience? Yes? Yes. Teary eyes, when you have a little problem, teary eyes, emotional, my Lord. It's terrible, this world. I know I'm here, please. But if you had no problem, you would not teary eyes would not just pops. It would be nice if it pops, but it does not. So Arjuna is teaching us that we should take every situation, at least when the pain, you don't have to wish for a pain, it will come. It's the nature of this world. We should take advantage of that and turn into positive. So in order to turn into positive, what do you first thing have to do? We learned today. You have to turn to who?
Krishna.
Little more, something practical. Shastra, something, it is Krishna, but Krishna you may not have it directly like reciprocal way. You can do, he is there in your heart, but consult with a sadhu or a scriptures. So open the book and see what Krishna actually wants you to do. What your guru said to you to do. Do something like this. And this is exactly Arjuna did. It's so wonderful. What is the function of intelligence and mind? That was the next question. And how can we use it in a proper way? Well, first of all, intelligent, you know what is intelligent? Prabhupada says, intelligent means that which kills the desire, unwanted desire, before it turns into action. This is how Prabhupada translates as intelligent means. Intelligent means that by which you can kill the desire before it turns into action. Intelligent also means to make you understand how mind is misunderstood within you. Arjuna's problem in the battlefield at that moment, what was his problem? His assumption through the eye experience. What he was seeing, who is there, what is the purpose there for. What he need to do now? Ear experience. Ear experience means you need to hear what Krishna is telling you. And that solves the problem. So when we have a problem of whatever scenario we are seeing it, we should not immediately decide anything. Let's hear what Guru Krishna has to say. Consult with Bagavad Gita or advanced devotee. You follow? This is relevant to our life. And Arjuna exactly like this he did. Arjuna's main disturbance coming from not from intelligence, from his mind. Mind in a painful situation like Arjuna, what mind can do in your painful situation? Do you know what mind can do? Two things. This is exactly what it did. It brings that your thinking is never going to go outside the pain. You're not supposed to focus on the pain, but mind will force you just to think of the pain, whoever it is, whether it's a relationship or whatever, COVID-19 or whatever it is, and mind will let you just focus on that only. And second part is to magnify what's the outcome. Oh no, you're going to die. You know, in India, how many people die? All those news mind will pouring out on you. This is the job of the mind. You understand? So what we have to do? Take shelter of intelligence. And Arjuna did what he did. Just because we are struggling to give up a bad habit, it makes us believe that we are hopeless addicted. You follow? This is what mind does. So most damagingly, it may make us God wrongly. Just because our prayers, sometimes devotee prays or some people prays, they feel like God does not answer. They feel like sometimes. It's not that God doesn't answer, it doesn't answer as per my expectation. You follow? So, but it makes us believe that God is uncaring, even non-existence. Oh my God, Krishna really exists, but he's not listening my prayers. This kind of doubt will come. All this serious mind-induced distortion that can dishearten and actually disempower us. We feel like helpless. Arjuna felt that. But what did he do? We can learn at that time. What did he do right away? He immediately turned towards Krishna. And just as Bhagavad Gita, you'll see on all those verses from 130 to 146. This total verse is 46. Arjuna understood that his mind was making him what? What mind makes him? Misunderstand. Please remember, whenever you feel some misunderstanding, you are disturbed, it is not you. Your shelter on the mind causing you this. Immediately you have to shift your focus. So the Gita is helping here to get that understanding that with our intelligence, when we become more alert, to catch our mind. Whenever it starts making us misunderstand, then we can act vigilantly to correct the misunderstanding by taking shelter of Shastra. Very good. Shastra. You have book. Everybody has a book. You have some problem, open the book. You'll find the answer. Even Mahatma Gandhi said something like this. Whenever he had a trouble, he opened the Bagavad Gita. It should be a habit for us. Arjuna started it, we should build a habit. Instead of fighting or arguing or whatever it is, open the book and pray to Guru Krishna. And you'll be surprised that you'll come to a section where it is depicts exactly what you need to hear. So, if we do this, then what will happen? We can drive purposefully and successfully through our life journey towards the destination of enduring happiness. Can we start doing it tonight? Today? I'm sure you all are doing. If you're not doing it, just open the Bhagavad Gita every day. Can you do it? Every day opening Bhagavad Gita? Hilda, you will open the Bhagavad Gita every day? No? Why not? What is the purpose of living if you have Bhagavad Gita and not opening it every day? Okay, then you please teach him. Okay, good. So you have to have a person who will speak. Otherwise, who are you going to listen? Mind. He's going to listen to the mind if you don't listen Bhagavad Gita from someone. Now, another point Arjuna had. It's very nice. Mental blocks more than physical blocks. And if you really think of that verse, 1.30, it's very scientifically that if you are driving and you have some roadblock, it depends on the block. If it is a small branch, maybe you can get down and clean, move it and then go. But if it's a big tree, there's only one time I think tree fell, I think last year on the way to temple before Mangalarti, one day. I had to go all the way. Luckily, I was a little early, it was 3:30, so I could go around like other route. But generally, road is clear. So that's a physical block. What is mental block? You remember two things? Why mental blocks worse than physical block? Why? Because mental blocks produce what? What did it produce to Arjuna? It produces us. It magnifies the situation with the unwanted and makes you misunderstand. Say for an example, COVID-19. It will show you all of a sudden, remind you who died. The other day they announced, in India just now they announced like thousands of people dying every day. It's like, wow. All of a sudden mind just remind you and magnify all the problem. And you are like, oh my God, I just got positive, what to do? I'll be buried or cremated. Oh no, I don't want to see my death. It's like unnecessary things, those pups. My mental blocks is worse. So what should we do? What is the lesson we learned today? Very good. Very good. Very good. Just turn yourself to other. Now, I'm going to tell you 1.36, it says, I'm not saying that you have to kill people, but it says who you can kill if you have to. This is papam eva sayadasman hattaitan atataina. This is a beautiful verse. And here it says, sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressor. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune? How would we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Now, who are the 6 aggressors? Let's see if we can count. First, person who gives poison. Do you know anybody give poison to Arjuna or his family? Thank you. You have to be aware that they poison Bhima. Yes, So are they aggressor? Yes. Okay. 2. Second, who sets fire to the house? Do you know any past time that they set fire to the Pandava? Who? Yes. Thank you. And this is the conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. Just imagine this. The third, one who attacks with deadly weapons. Do you know anybody attack with deadly weapons to the Pandavas? When? When they were in exile, Duryodhana actually tried to just kill them. And Vasudev intervened. He said, don't. If you do 1 inch this side, I'm going to curse you that you will die. Out of fear, he just stepped back. Just imagine all these 6 aggressors, whether they are the 6 aggressors or not. Number 4. Oh, there is actually more aggressors. Ashwatthama?
But that's after.
That's true. But they are aggressor. You cannot deny that they are not. Okay, number 4. Who plunder riches? What did he do? Dice game. Yes. What was the purpose of the game? Just to play? No. Take over the kingdom. Very good. Number 6. One who kidnaps someone's wife. Do you know their wife being what? Disrobed. Yes, Jayadratha. This is before the war. So are they aggressor of all those 6? Yes. So actually Shastra says that if you kill them, there is no sin at all. But I'm not promoting this that you start thinking was from tomorrow or something. No.
Why is Arjuna saying that sin will overcome? He should know the Shastra.
Cool. I know, but that's what the emotion. You remember 3 tension? He's going through this tension. Because he sees that they are the aggressor actually. He knows one side, but then he's also saying, but they are family people. If I kill them, then what am I going to enjoy?
He's saying that that's family members. He sees that they're aggressors. He's admitting that the last point he's making that they're family.
He's going through this emotion, both sides.
I thought we have 5 aggressors.
We have 5?
Yeah.
We have 6.
There's one occupied, another.
One is first is poison giver. Second who sets fire. Third is one who attacks with deadly weapons. 4th is one who plunders riches, gambling. 6th is one who occupies another's land. And 6th is one who kidnaps somebody's wife.
The whole world is aggressive.
Mhm.
Somebody wants to kill somebody, somebody wants, like, if you see the word, right?
That's true.
Wars is nothing but aggression, right? They're killing somebody for whatever, right? So the whole world is screwed up. That's all I can say.
Krishna.
Just, yeah, Lord Krishna and Bhagavad Gita is the only rescue.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So, we all sometimes experience negative emotions such as loneliness, dejection. That's what Arjuna felt. Resentment, anger, or fear. When such emotions arise, we may let ourselves get carried away by them till we sink into increasing negativity. Or we may run away, as we mentioned, by indulging in some immediate pleasure. That eventually makes things worse. How can we avoid these extremes of getting carried away or running away? By approaching negative emotion as a source of information about the things that are important for us. Now, this is a 3-point, very important. Nice, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur made in his commentary, putting it here. What exactly do I feel strongly about this setback? We need to ask. Whatever happened, whenever happened, you really take a pen and paper. What exactly do I feel so strongly about this setback? 1, is this life area itself important for me? Whatever the situation in your life. 2nd, is it important because this setback will lead to a loved one seeing me as a loser? or if I don't make successful, my brother will think I'm not a good businessman. You know, feeling like that? Sure, they do this all the time. Brother to brother, sister to brother, they want to show off like I'm the best guy within the family. Or is it the third that I'll feel like I'm worthless, I'm not really successful? Whenever happen, you look at these 3 points, see if it matches. And Arjuna did the same thing. When we understand that we value so much, we can find appropriate means to address the underlying issue. If the life area itself is important, we can seek other ways of pursuing that avenue. If a relationship is the key issue, we can seek other ways to invest in that relationship. If it is a self-esteem, like they may think I'm not a successful, worthless, then you can seek other way to invest that also. Beyond such specifics, we can also expand our self-understanding and our worldview to focus to those needs during our future similar endeavors. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that see negative emotion at that time, whenever that situation occurs, as a source of information about what is actually important for us. And Arjuna was assessing this situation was happening. And those very emotions can actually point us to positive life changes. That was so wonderful. 2.7, a famous verse, where Arjuna, after assessing his situation, he took shelter of Krishna. We can do the same thing. Next question came, how does our mental condition affect our performance in bhakti? How do we win or lose a battle? This is 1.46. I guess the last verse. You can put it up. All right. You're doing wonderful. Thank you. So Bhagavad Gita's dramatic battlefield setting demonstrates the power of the mind. You can put the translation. Arjuna's mind actually overwhelms him and stealing his will to fight, making him put aside his bow. Do you know when you have something to gain in life, and if you lose that aspiration, where did you lose? If you reflect in your life, can you remember any incident happened? I'm sure many times. Not that we are always winning in life. When you lost it, where did you lose first? In your own mind. If you already, I don't know, you ever went, I'm sure you went to the sporting park, like any, what is there here? Well, we used to have a football in our hometown, cricket. Here is different. But when you go to volleyball or anywhere, the other side, opponent, you know what they do? They exhibit such a way to just scare you before even the game. We're going to do it, we're going to get, like they create an exhibition like, oh my God, we're not going to win. You feel like emotionally, why did you lose the game? It's not started yet in your mind. Arjuna lost it where? In his own mind. This is very important. In spiritual progress, we're going to take shelter of Krishna, but in order to come to there, you have to win first. You have to be ready as a recipient or a fighter. But how are you going to come out from negative to positive? We said before. Huh? Faith is good, but something very Practical. Get out of the mind. What mind does? Everybody? Mind will misunderstand. Yeah, will make us misunderstood. Mind will always do. Prabhupada said, not question of mind will or not. Mind will always do. It's question of when. It's just looking for opportunity to make you depressed. This is mind job. Will make you depressed. You want to chant extra rounds? Why? Who chanting extra round? He is not good. It's like mind will always try to put you down to go ahead. So we have to always understand, mind makes us how? By intelligence. When you take shelter of intelligence, then you will say, oh, mind is making me not to go to Mangalarti or whatever the progression. This is very important. When we face challenges, our mind can break us even before life's blows hit us. To protect ourselves, we need to raise our consciousness above the mind to the spiritual level. This is the bottom line of Arjuna's teaching on that. So if we wish to live productively, we need to soberly reflect that our destiny is often shaped by our mind. This is very important. Through its emotion and attitude amidst life's ups and downs. In order, in a one word, you can say, to lose the will to fight is to lose the fight. To lose the, if you lose the willingness, I want to advance in spiritual life. But if your mind is already like lost it, you won't even go further. You're already done. This is a very scary actually, and we live with it. And this is a very nice conclusion Vishnu Chakravarti gives also. And by hearing this message, Bagavad Gita, we can equip ourselves internally. Firstly, with the knowledge that there is an enemy inside us. Where is the enemy? Thank you. Which can sabotage us, and therefore we need to be always vigilant against that inner enemy, as we would be vigilant against outer enemies. The reason is, if you don't recognize the enemy, you cannot kill the enemy. That your mind, we say about mind, but how many people really understand the mind? They think themselves as the mind. If you identify yourself as the mind, who are you going to attack? Yeah, exactly. So if we look not at the situation, whatever situation happened, but look up from the situation to Krishna and prayerfully contemplate how best we can serve him in that situation. And through that situation, then the mind's grip on us will be overcome, and we will be able to find the will to continue. The will to fight, and eventually we will be guided by Krishna's grace towards inner clarity and outer victory, as Krishna did to Arjuna. Very nice. Do you know a question? You can write, can you put this 1.10.9? This is confusing, little bit I found. Why did the coveted emotion of Krishna, Prema, elude Dhritarashtra despite his feeling for Krishna, Srila Vyasdev and Vidura? Do you know Dhritarashtra cried for Krishna? If you know Dhritarashtra, you will be surprised. When I read that, I was surprised. This is in Bhagavatam, I'm sorry. Bhagavatam 1.10.9. That actually you can see here, Prabhupada translate that all those people, including Dhritarashtra, they nearly fainted. He missed Krishna. Like, I had a doubt, like, how can Dhritarashtra has a separation feeling from Krishna? How is this? Now, generally, if somebody would cry for Krishna, what would you think? He's a devotee. But if you go to 1.13.59, you will see that he did not become devotee. Why is that? Something we can learn from here. Because Dhritarashtra is the only sloka in one sloka in entire Bhagavad Gita. In the first sloka, as the last sloka for Dhritarashtra. So, if somebody even express some feeling for God, but what mistake he or she will do that will prevent to go further? Oh, we have it, the translation. What is this? At that time, can somebody read loudly?
At that time, Subhadra, Draupadi, Kunti, Uttara, Ganhari, and Dhritarashtra, Yutsu, Vipacharya, Nakula, Sahadeva, Vishwasena, Yuma, and Satyavati all nearly fainted because it was impossible for them to bear separation from Lord Krishna.
So Dhritarashtra also felt separation feeling. Now, if you go to 1.13.59, you'll see that Prabhupada gives the clue. Very nice. Now, I may think I love God, but I don't care his devotees. You're not going to become a devotee. It's not possible. Even if you have a feeling for God. Because God means God with godly, saintly people. In the purport, can somebody read the purport? Louder.
Vidura was astonished to see the marvelous departure of his brother Dhritarashtra, his liberated yogi, for in his past life he was much attached to materialism. Of course, it was only due to Vidura that his brother attained the desirable goal of life. Vidura was therefore glad to learn about it, but he was sorry that he could not make his brother turn into a pure devotee. This was not done by Vidura because of Dhritarashtra's being inimical to the Pandavas, who were all devotees of the Lord.
Okay, that's good. The whole purport is good. But the point, we learn two things. We want to become advanced devotee. So only loving Krishna is not enough. Something else is required. What is it? Loving his devotees and
Not being inimical towards it.
very good. Something more. Vidura is a pure devotee. But he did not care. Oh, he's my brother. How can be he more advanced than me? You know that idea? Oh, this Maharaj is born in America. How can he be more advanced than me? I'm born in India. Where is this idea coming from? It's a mental concoction. You follow? Or we have some kind of, oh, how can he or she be more advanced? When I am in Mangalarti every day, she doesn't even come every day. How can she advance? This type of thinking will prevent our advancement. This is scary, isn't it? That we are endeavoring to become successful, not in a bad way, but in a good servant. But if we don't have a proper vision to respect other Vaishnavas. So what was his problem? Dhritarashtra had two problems. What was it? He did not care for his brother who was a pure devotee, did not respect him as a pure devotee. He could have solved all his problems if he would just surrender and accept his brother as a guru. And second point here, he didn't respect the other Pandavas, other Vaishnavas. So these two things, if we guard ourselves, then we will advance very quick. Okay, that's nice. We are doing so far very good. To what extent is Dhritarashtra responsible for his son Duryodhana's misdeed, and why? If we are senior amongst our family member, if our family member or subordinate act wrongly, to what extent are we responsible? Somebody would like to answer? Okay. Question is, to what extent is Dhritarashtra responsible for his son Duryodhana's misdeeds? Something he did, we should not do. What did he do? What Dhritarashtra did for his 100 sons that we should never do? Nobody should do. What wrong did he do? He supported their hateful nature or enviousness, when my children, they show anger or hateful to other Vaishnava devotee or anything, we should not support. We should give them understanding that this is not proper. Children are like a jewels. You have to shape them, loving way, caring way. Of course, if I don't practice it and tell the children, they will listen, but they are not going to learn. I have to also act like this that I don't like. When Duryodhana came to Dhritarashtra, father, I cannot live with the Pandavas. So I have a solution. We have to kill them. And Dhritarashtra says, this is impossible. How can you say like this? I was born blind. And this brother, he took care. He took me to toilet, to everywhere, because I could not see, my eyes were blind. How can I allow his children to be killed? Okay, father, I'm just making it short, to the point. You have one choice. Either you see them or you see me. It's up to you. Now what Dhritarashtra could have done? He tolerated. Wasn't it a tolerance? No, he was supporting him. When you don't give good advice to a child who has a wrong conception, is that tolerance is good or actually it is harmful? It is harmful. And he tolerated. Being a king, he could have given such a good advice, but he didn't. As a result, Duryodhana started torturing those brothers one by one. Torturing in a sense, not torturing. Actually, he is planning of killing them. But somehow or other, they never get killed. They somehow or other survive. And it was going on one by one, and never he stopped. Vidura came as a pure devotee. Brother, you should come with me and don't be part of with your children. They are demons. How can you say they are demons? He said, don't you see they are against the plan of God, Krishna, and they are against the devotee, Pandavas. But right now they are not doing anything. Yeah, they are planning of the war. How can you say they are not doing anything? Well, if I live, then the world history will blame. What kind of father is he? So see how he is manipulating on his own to be part of this sinful nature. Something we learn from this chapter so much, that what Dhritarashtra did, what Vidura did was very wonderful things. Vidura had a compassion, but our compassion also should not lead us to a point where it does not help, rather it's harmful. Like a Jarabharat was compassion to the deer. But was he compassionate to himself? Before you become compassionate to somebody, first you become compassionate to yourself. He was not compassionate to himself. As a result, he had to take 3 more births. Would you like to come back and suffer 3 more lives? So first Prabhupada says, always be compassionate to yourself before you become compassionate to somebody. He was very compassionate to deers. We are not against it. But he was not compassionate to himself. What does that mean? Means he was so absorbed. He was so absorbed of thinking deer, 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 deer. He forgot about thinking of him relation with Krishna. Even though he was Bhava Bhakta, such an advanced stage, but he fell down. Of course, this is Krishna's arrangement. Somebody actually sent me a question. Did anybody, even Lord Krishna, try to reform Duryodhana? Isn't reformation the ultimate goal of a person is to be liberated from the cycle of birth and death? Did Krishna try? Did anybody try Duryodhana? Do you know? No, Duryodhana. Yeah, with Dhritarashtra also, Duryodhana. Everybody tried. Everybody tried. Even Vidura, even Maitreya. Maitreya is a great sage. I don't know if you know the name Maitreya. In Bhagavatam, you will see 3rd canto, the Maitreya Vidura conversation, so many places. Maitreya Vidura conversation. Maitreya is the guru of Vidura. When Maitreya Muni came, he felt very surprised and he told Duryodhana, stop this fight. Share the kingdom. The whole world is yours. Share it 50-50. give it to them 50. Duryodhana was so arrogant in front of his father and brother. He, this is the, what do you call, I guess, innate nature of this fighter warrior. Whenever they are like showing their power, they clap or smash on their thigh. He said, no, no way like this. He said, no way I'm giving anything. It's all ours. It's all mine. He went like this. But he forgot, this is Maitreya Muni, a great sage, who has a power just by curse, he will die instantly. But in front of doing this, and Maitreya told him immediately, you are showing your power of the thigh. This thigh will be the cause of your death. And he died in the thigh. But did he get it? Why he didn't get it? Even he got cursed. This false ego is so obnoxious, such a horrible that it really pull us down to a limit. We allow, of course, we cannot allow, think like Maya is influencing. We allow. So this is very interesting that everybody helped. Vyasdev helped. Everybody spoke. Even Shokuni. I never thought that. I found in Mahabharata, even Shokuni told Duryodhana, better not fight. This is not going any good direction. Better give them some place and live peacefully. Like no need to fight. Even though Shokuni Mama, maternal uncle, he was sounds like a bad guy. But even he told Duryodhana, I don't think it is a good idea to go to the war. But Duryodhana did not care. What can you do? Everybody tried. Even Krishna came. Of course, Krishna came and he tried. We discussed that last week. So everybody came to reform. It's not like nobody tried. But then what do you do? Destiny taking place. What will be the response to someone who claims that first chapter, this already we discussed. Okay, then we'll have this 4 sloka and then we'll end. Can we put those 4 sloka there? We can recite together and the translation. One person read the translation and we read the sloka together. First sloka and then 39, 40 and 41. Yeah? You have the first one? Okay, together. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmashketre kurushketre samaveta yudhusava mamaka pandavaschaiva kima kurvata sanjaya. Somebody? Mother? Oh. Translation.
Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
Very good. Then 39. We picked only those 4 verses because Prabhupada used those 4 verses out of 46 verses. So we just, every chapter we're going to recite those that he used it. Okay, together we have Kulakshkaye pranashanti kula dharma sanatana dharme naste kulam kristam adharma vibhavati uta. Somebody?
With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion.
40. Next look. Okay. Slow. No. Adharma vibhavat Krishna pratu santi kulastriya seshu drishta subharsneya jayate vanasankara. Translation.
When irreligion is prominent in the family of Krishna, the women of the family become corrupt. And from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Krishna, comes unwanted progeny.
Okay, the last one, last verse 41. Got it? Sankara narakaiva kulaganam kulascha patanti vitarahi samlupta pindodaka kriya. Someone?
An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped.
Very nice. So we'll end with this word. By Shravana Kirtana, that assimilating Gita wisdom, we are at our core spiritual and indestructible. We are parts of an all-powerful divine Krishna who will ultimately redeem us if we act with devotional integrity. By prayerfully connecting with Him, we access divine strength to overcome our attachment-born fears. By aspiring to act in a mood of devotional contribution, we access divine guidance to act carefully for making things better, not worse. By understanding our capacity not to do harm, actively or passively, rather we can motivate ourselves to become internally stronger. This is the summary substance of this. And I have 4 nice points to take with you. This is from Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu also emphasized this. Very nice. If you want to build Alachua community, a nice, wonderful building, 4 things from Bhakti Tirtha Swami. 1, treat everyone you counter as if the success of your spiritual life depends upon the quality of your interaction with them. Very nice. 2nd, reflect upon the person you love the most. Aspire to treat everyone with that same quality of love. It's very hard, but we should try from tomorrow or today. 3, view all conflicts as your own fault first. I think Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said same thing. We picked from there, I think. 4, realize that people in your present environment might very well be the people with whom you will live out of your life and who will be with you at the time of death. You better look around. That's good. These are very nice 4 points. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So let's have a 1-minute kirtan and then we'll end this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Vata. Hare Krishna. Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarusya kripa sindhu. Please do not go without prasadam. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. You saving it?